This week, I want to do something people have been asking about for a while. So today, we're gonna talk about my process for making these videos. At any given time, there are usually at least 5 video ideas in the works, and I tend to come up with these through conversations with friends, reading articles online, or most commonly, and I'm serious about this, scrolling through Twitter and seeing some movie-related news item and thinking, hey, that could be a video. I add the ideas to a list, and then they just sit in my brain for weeks, marinating like meat. I think about them while falling asleep, on the subway, in the shower, while running, while watching other stuff, but really, most of all, while falling asleep. And then when I feel like it's ready to go, I commit to it, I put it on the schedule, and I do a quick search online to make sure no one has already done it. The research part usually requires sitting on the couch, watching movies, and taking notes, and reading books and articles, and taking notes, and going down late night YouTube rabbit holes of interviews and clips and semi-related videos, and taking notes. All those notes turn into a handwritten outline. This is the one for this video. And then there's the most unpleasant part, where I sit down at my laptop and furiously try to type that outline into a script. So once the truly garbage first draft is done, I print it out and edit it by hand, marking up the pages and changing most of it because the first draft is almost always terrible. And then I sit back down at the computer and rewrite it into something passable. Also, while this is happening, I've usually ordered a couple Blu-rays of movies I know I'll need footage from. Fun fact, these are a tax write-off. I put the discs into my external Blu-ray drive, rip the movie files with Make MKV, and then compress them into a more manageable file size with Handbrake. The talking head stuff I will usually shoot just like this, sitting here on my couch. I'll use a daylight balanced key light to supplement the natural light from the windows, and then I'll usually have some kind of backlight. Right now it's just that lamp. For audio, I've got a grip head on a light stand holding up a boom pole with a shotgun mic pointed right down at my mouth, and that feeds into the Zoom H4n audio recorder. And the camera varies, but I do a lot of this with the Sony RX100, which I'm using for this right now. I'm getting footage of this with my phone because it has good autofocus and a flip-up screen so I can see myself. For voiceovers, sometimes I'll go to the voiceover booth at the New York YouTube space, which is great, but more often I will sit here on the toilet in my bathroom because this room has the best acoustics of any room in my apartment. And I'll use this, the Sennheiser MD46, which is a microphone that I bought several years ago to record interviews at Comic-Con. Works great. The nonfiction videos, like the video essays, I pretty much make by myself, and I do that during the day. But the evenings and weekends, that is when we work on the narrative shorts, since most of the team have 9-to-5 jobs and we have to work around their schedules. Usually every couple weeks or so, Matt, Jake, Mike via Skype, and me will meet up for what we call writer's room, because we all fantasize about running a TV writer's room. Ahead of time, I'll send an email with some vague ideas I've been thinking about, and then during the meeting, we'll talk them through and flesh them out until we finish up with a fully formed idea with a structure and jokes, because the rest of the guys are funnier than me, so they contribute a lot of that stuff. And then usually we'll just assign the script to Jake to write, because he writes scripts way faster than the rest of us. And then we'll shoot the shorts on evenings and weekends, running around the city with cameras. Okay, and finally, there's editing, which is really not a very exciting process to talk about because it's just me sitting at my computer for days. I edit on one of the old Mac Pros. This one I saved up for and bought in 2010, and for an 8-year-old computer, it is still working great and going really strong. There's like 32 gigs of RAM in there, a bunch of hard drives. It's big and heavy, but still performs really, really well. I edit in Premiere, I do effects in After Effects, I do my thumbnails in Photoshop. To compress the vocals and make them sound richer, the effects I use are dynamics and multiband compressor. Honestly, I don't have a ton to say about the editing. I have a lot to say about the editing for narrative pieces, like actual scenes, but these nonfiction videos and video essays, the editing is pretty simple. A lot of it is as simple as finding a corresponding clip for whatever line you're saying. Anyway, I think that covers most of the process. I'm sure you were shocked to learn that most of this involves sitting alone for days. So I made all that, and that was supposed to be it. I mean, it was a bit longer, I condensed it, but that was pretty much it. And then I got thinking about how weird it was that I was making a video about how I make video essays when until a little over a year ago, I'd never made a video essay. And now on the internet, despite the work I'd done for the previous 5 years, I'm best known for making video essays. So more importantly than how I make video essays, why am I making video essays? Back in November 2016, I thought my first video essay would be a one-off experiment, so I just used the format popularized by Every Frame a Painting. Fast-paced voiceover over movie clips with some upbeat music and simple text thrown in. But then people demanded more, so I made more. And I stuck to that format because I knew I could do it, without ever taking the time to step back and think about my approach. And over the course of the year, I made more and more of these, and as I looked around YouTube, I realized how boring I find most video essays, including my own. YouTube is saturated with them now, and it seems like every 20-something dude with a Blu-ray copy of The Dark Knight wants to get in on the fun. And there are plenty of people doing great work, but since so many of us are using the same format, it's easy for them all to blur together. I am, first and foremost, a filmmaker, not a critic and not an essayist. I spend a lot of my free time studying movies as a way to improve my craft, and the video essays just grew out of that. But over the past several months, a question has been forming in my mind. Why are my video essays so removed from my other videos? If I'm a filmmaker, trying to find unique ways of telling a story in a visual medium, why am I working off the same template as everyone else? My nonfiction videos that I'm happiest with are the ones in the Patrick Explains series. These could have been like the millions of videos where a guy sits there and talks about a movie, but putting the commentary within a narrative framework and a humorous context enhanced the whole thing. At least I think it did. So why can't I do that with my other nonfiction videos? Why are they so impersonal? Why does it feel like my video essays and my short films are made by completely different people? Why not discuss filmmaking with filmmaking? As I'd been planning and outlining my videos for 2018, this thought had subconsciously been brewing in my mind, but it wasn't until making this video, which was supposed to be a routine how I make these videos video, that it rose to the surface. I suddenly realized why I'd been prioritizing videos that blurred the line between narrative and criticism, and postponing the regular, straightforward video essays. It's why I reshot the HBO is Ruining Movies video twice, because I kept realizing it could be more dynamic. I'm still chasing this vague goal for the channel, where there aren't such clear lines between the different types of videos, and everything fits together neatly, whether it's a short film, a video essay, or a vlog. I don't know if it will ever actually get there, but I'm gonna keep trying. Well, that was long and self-indulgent, wasn't it? What was I even trying to say? Right, I think it's that most video essays seem to look and feel pretty much the same. That includes mine, and I want to start changing that. Evolve or get sucked into the Tetsuo baby monster that is the field of YouTube video essays. Anyway, if you like the videos we're making and you want to help us make more of them and also help us get that podcast we're working on off the ground, then check out the Patreon. If you want to yell at me about stuff or get updates on the things that we're working on, follow me in all the social media links. Shout out to Andrew Dunsing, and I will see you next Wednesday.